top 1% literally have this dirty little secret that they never share with anyone, but it's how they're able to achieve this mass amount of career success that literally people don't even believe it. What you need to understand is that your nervous system has something called a baseline identity, and this baseline identity is the way you react to things based on experiences you've had in the past. So let's say that you kind of are about to apply for a new job, but all of a sudden you start getting overwhelmed and you start talking yourself out of it, and you're telling yourself, oh my god, what if I get rejected? You're telling yourself this because there have been times where you've been rejected and you've started associating that and tying emotion to it and putting it to your self-worth, and it's triggering a feeling of worthlessness, and that feeling gets stored in your body as a long-term memory, which is why you're creating that association. And this baseline is what feels safe to your body as you know it, okay? So every time you're about to go for that same opportunity, your brain brings up the past experiences, the feelings you felt of worthlessness when you were previously rejected in the past. And because you've continuously been thinking about that, it's become your new baseline, okay? This baseline is what feels safe to your body, okay? Because you're not actually scared of rejection, you're scared of what rejection means about you. If you try and go for anything above that baseline, it feels like a deviation to your body. It feels like, oh my god, it triggers these alarm bells, like, this isn't safe for me. And it literally activates a threat response in your brain through your amygdala, okay? It literally fires a threat response because you've become so comfortable with your body continuously telling yourself, I'm not gonna get that opportunity anyway, why should I go for it? So when you do actually go for that opportunity, it triggers these alarm bells because your nervous system, it prefers familiar experiences over expansion. So anything over that, again, deviation. And it tries to bring you back down to that level. And that becomes your identity ceiling. What you need to understand is when you're continuously thinking about that exact same state and you're repeating these emotions, it's triggering the same amount of stress, the same amount of anxiety and urgency, and your body has essentially become chemically addicted to these states, which is crazy. It's like a drug addiction. And what you need to understand is that your body is craving this familiar chemistry even when it is negative, not happening. So it's always scanning to see if anything comes out of that, even by it's like standard deviation of 0.00001, it will trigger you, okay? Let's tie this back into you in your career. When you exceed that baseline, if you get a promotion, or you're finding yourself for an interview invitation for JP Morgan, or you're getting a level of success or visibility or more money than you can manage, when you exceed that baseline, your nervous system, again, it's interpreting that as a risk because what is unfamiliar is unsafe. So you're not self-sabotaging. A lot of people use the word self-sabotaging, but you're not. Your body is simply returning itself back to that ceiling, to what is familiar. And unless you rewire the beliefs, the baseline identity and the beliefs you have, you are never going to exceed this ceiling. You're never going to come up here. You are always going to stay at this level. What do the top 1% do? The top 1% rewire this baseline before they go for that next level. It's because they realize that you cannot fight your nervous system. You have to reprogram it. And as someone who has also done this, the one thing I want to tell you and make crystal clear, your career ceiling right now, it's not about your skills or effort. And stop telling yourself that it's about you. It's not. It's about your nervous system's baseline identity. And you need to go in and consciously rewire these limiting sets of belief, whether it's, I can only make 2k a month, or 30k is a good salary and that's all I'll ever be able to achieve, or I'm never going to be able to work at JP Morgan. These are all your ceilings. So there's one thing that you have to do, and this will take a lot of conscious effort, okay? It's not something that comes unconsciously. You have to do this until it becomes your new baseline, because you have a certain neural pathway that keeps firing in your brain. You need to create a new one, and that obviously requires a level of work. So what you need to do is every morning, I want you to just wake up, because this is how I initially started. There's layers to this, and obviously I'll go into more detail in other videos. But as a first step, what you need to realize is ask yourself, the version of myself that has my dream life, and ask, what is your dream life, by the way? Is it JP Morgan? Is it earning $1 million a year? Is it earning 10 million a year? Is it having a property on the palm? What is it? Map it out, think about it, get real with it, go into detail, and ask yourself, how would the dream version of me, of that identity, show up? And take one sustained action in your day to match that. And slowly, as you do that over a 30-day period, it will create and reinforce a new neural pathway in your brain, and you will start showing up as that new identity. Every time you have a decision over the next 30 days that is surrounding your career, whether it's about applying, networking, or going for an opportunity, don't react from your old identity. Pause, because this is where the shift happens, okay? You cannot achieve the life you want with the old identity you've been operating from, because your nervous system cannot sustain that level of success. But pause and embody the emotional secure state of someone who already has what you want, okay? Make the decision from that identity. That will increase your baseline for the rest of your fucking life. You are training your nervous system to create and identify a new baseline. You're creating new neural pathways. You're proving to your body that the elevated state is safe and that you can hold success at that level. Because guess what happens? If you do this, your body stops regulating you down to this level. Instead, it'll regulate you to this level. And as a result, your career results will start to match that new identity baseline. Hit subscribe. I'm gonna change your life for real.